Hi, this is Philly Tutor, Dan Heisman, and this is the Improve Your Chess video series for ICC members. In today's video, we're going to look at a really important part of chess that's not talked about a lot, which is defensive tactics. One of the issues I've been pushing for many years is the fact that when you study tactics and safety, you're going to use it a lot more to make your own pieces safe than you are to win your opponent's pieces. The reason is actually pretty simple. Unless you're playing someone who just learned how to play yesterday, your opponent is going to filter his moves to try to make sure that they're safe and that you don't have any tactics on the next move. So if you're playing really weak players, they might give you tactics occasionally throughout the game. As you get to play better and better players, they will hardly give you anything and you'll have to out-strategize them to win the game. And the level at which that would occur would be about 1700 FIDE, or about 1850 ICC standard. At that point, most players play a good percentage of their moves safe, in which case you should still assume your opponent's move is not safe and try to refute it, but it's probably going to be safe, in which case you're going to have to outplay him strategically, unless he does make one of those occasional mistakes, which we all do. Now, when we're talking about defensive tactics, there's two types. The common type, which is the one I was just talking about, is looking at your candidate moves. Let's say you have 40 candidate moves, and of those 40, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 are positionally desirable, but not all those positionally desirable moves are going to be safe, and you're going to have to use your tactical ability to say, if I make this move, is it safe? A second type of defensive tactical idea is when your opponent is actually threatening to win the game, and you have to use some sort of tactical device to save the game. That's rarer. It's more on the order of how often you would get an offensive tactic. But that kind of tactic uses virtually the same tactical skills that you would have in trying to win material, except here you have to use those same skills to avoid losing material. Not very many books cover these kind of tactics. Most books are white to play and win, white to play and mate in 3. You're already told that you have a tactic. It's there. You have to find it. It's on offense. But there are some books, some rare good books that have things like this. One of the very, very best intermediate tactical books for all types of tactics is Jeff Coakley's book, Winning Chess Exercises for Kids. Jeff is an excellent author. And this book, for instance, if you compare it to Reinfeld's classic 1001 Combinations and Sacrifices, it's just so much better than Reinfeld's book. It's got better problems. It's got much better answers. It's just a much better book. One of the things that Jeff does in his book is the 7th problem of each page. Each page has 9 problems. The 7th problem on each page is a defensive problem. So I've actually copied 6 of Jeff's defensive problems, and we're going to try to do as many as we can during today's video. And I tried not to look at them too hard so that you're actually going to see me doing the problem during the video as opposed to already knowing the answer. That often leads to some embarrassing situations, but that's okay. You get a better look into the mind of a chess master when we do it that way than you do if I just regurgitate a bunch of stuff that I already know. All right, so let's get right to the first problem, which is here in front of us. And these are all going to be white to play. And in every one of these problems, you should recognize that white's in some sort of danger. All right, so if we look at the material count in this first problem, Black is up the exchange in 2 pawns, but not only that, he's threatening a couple different types of mates. If you're not familiar with the couple types of mates he's threatening, one would be that Black could just move his rook that's on g2 toward the queen side and then push one of the rooks to the first rank and it would be mate. The other possibility is Black can play f3 to guard the rook on g2 and then threaten rook a1 mate. So he's got at least 2 mating patterns here. So it's white to play. And obviously, one of the big issues in chess is you have to learn how to figure